Greetings, soul family. This is Jenna Pinkstone, the Southern Oracle, signing on and syncing up with Soul Signature Abbey from Patron on the Akashic Alliance tier. She has also given us consent for each of our auric fields that when they merge, that she gives her consent for us to share that merging with you today. This is one of the only platforms in which I offer a comprehensive oracle reading and oracle card pull to offer a cohesive message from Spirit so that the individual soul signature can derive their own wisdom from the syncing of our auric fields. So let's get started, shall we? I am immediately shown a couple of different color palettes. There is a distinction within the aesthetic quality and the overall palette, the palette of color of two different worlds, okay? One is kind of a drabby, parched, tan or brown, khaki, sand color. I'm even shown the texture of sand. Very dry, scratchy, sandpaper, parched. All of these feelings, all of these sensations are very prominent with this color palette, and a general synesthesia or a blending of the senses within the color palette, as well as the texture of the landscape, is really emphatic here. The other world, of which the two are juxtaposed by almost like a Venn diagram, which we will journey towards the center in just a moment. But this other world provides a completely different texture, a completely different color palette, a different feeling to the sense of the place. It is white, it is pristine, it is marble. It is soft while still conveying a dignified and powerful presence of authority and prominence. It is almost otherworldly. It is a marble that sparkles. It is a marble with sheen, almost as though it has kind of a silvery film over the marble that gives it an iridescent quality to the rainbow spectrum of the color palette that it emits. Okay? So we have these two worlds, and there are different synesthesiatic palettes. It's everything at once. You are tasting sound. You are hearing what it is that you see. You are feeling the colors. You are tasting and smelling things that typically you would be able to see and hear. It is an all-around experience. Each one of these worlds in and of themselves. And there is a merging, as I mentioned before. There is a merging in the middle. And this is where I am drawn to venture towards. This is where I am coaxed forward to, almost as if it's like I'm peering into a peephole. I'm peering in here and I'm venturing to this place where these worlds meet in the middle. And I am led to understand that this is Abbey's spiritual atmosphere. This is the place of intersection, the epicenter of her beinghood, of her individual soul signature that is unique and special in this world and what it is that she offers. Wow. Okay. And what it is that I see is it is this sandy place. It is this very parched, dry desert of sorts. It is uncomfortable. It is it feels as though if a living being were here for a prolonged period of time without sustenance, without shelter, would surely perish. And it is a vast landscape. It goes on for hundreds of thousands of miles, this vast, parched, and desert-like landscape where there is no hope. But this is where Abbey comes in, and this is where I actually see a temple of sorts emerge out of the horizon, and it's actually out of a mirage in how it is that we see a mirage form from an oasis type watery feature to the landscape, that sheen, iridescent shimmer that peeks out at you from maybe o'er a hill, or perhaps when you focus your eyes to behold what awaits you there. And it is stark, it is contrasting, and it is very different from the landscape that surrounds it. And it is here that I see this white marble, iridescent, the iridescence of that white marble, the film over the white marble of this otherworldly place. It does not feel like earth. This otherworldly place, this white iridescent marble does not feel as though it is of this earthly origin. The sand, however, does. The sand I am able to root within. Despite its lack of sustenance, despite its lack of ability to nourish me, I am able to root into the electromagnetic field of the earth within this sand. I'm able to dig my roots in and hold fast. And it is this temple in this desertous land where everyone is parched. I'm actually seeing like bodies crawling across this desertous landscape. They left upon pilgrimage to find this place. They were told of its existence and they had to believe, but many of them are crawling. Many of them are painstakingly dragging their bodies to this temple of otherworldly presence in the desert. And I see them see it on the horizon, and their cheeks are sunken and their skin is insatiatedly parched and dry like the sandpaper. I see and I feel, I even hear the sandpaper that is their skin as they drag their lifeless bodies across the landscape to complete their pilgrimage to this sought-after temple of iridescent marble in the middle of this vast and just desolate landscape. The temple is no longer this white dot on the horizon. It is now before me. And these people that are crawling to be in its presence are met with a very strange sight. I'm actually shown this presence of this temple in the desert as if I am one of them from their perspective, and I am able to feel the relief. I am given permission to fully understand and comprehend with the deepest of empathy what it truly means for them to have made it here, where many others perished along the way. And they weep. They weep when they crawl up to the steps, and these tears that fall flowers sprout from where they touch the parched earth. But it is only in this sacred space, in the presence, in the sheen, and the reflective quality of the iridescent marble. It is only here that anything would be permitted to grow. I'm looking now more closely at the architecture of this temple. I am truly guided to inspect the features of the external, outside of what everyone is able to view, because no one can enter this temple. No one has access inside. They need not have access. They need only bear witness to its presence in this barren landscape to feel its power. And as soon as you are in its general presence within the, you might even call it a radius of area around this temple, by which that sheen of iridescent quality over the white marble shines its influence. They need only be in this presence to find the shelter and the solace that replenishes their spirit. I'm shown there are two aspects to this temple, two completely, they're different. They're entirely, innately different in and of themselves. The top and the bottom of this temple, there is a form of discord here by which their meeting is it seems like, it seems unnatural in this strange way by which that white marble intersected with that sandy landscape, by which the two worlds meeting is very unnatural. It feels like jarring, and it feels like discord, and it feels like imbalance is achieved through this union. The bottom, okay, there's a lot of aspects here, and they're all kind of like shooting forward at me at once. So let's take it one piecemeal at a time. There is a skylight to the top, which is of the marble iridescent feature, form, and facet. It is this otherworldly material. It is a different type of structure that we have never really even seen before. And the only thing I can say that it even resembles is maybe that of like a 3D printed image, all in white, all smooth features, curved and perfect, almost towards a mathematical proportion of design by which it is exact and precise, the measurements that were intended. And by way that they were not seamed together, they were simply manifested all at once. There's a skylight by which way the heavens can enter in and show their light through, and it is an interesting refractive process, and there are light codes that are entering through this skylight and being transferred, in essence, to the bottom feature of this temple. This is the way that the two intersect and are connected, albeit in the unnatural way that they are. And the top of this temple is the otherworldly aspect. This is something that it is not from here. It is not earthly. It is different than anything here. And it is almost as if it is like hovering, almost like an earth ship that is hovering, but it is the top of a temple. And the bottom of this temple is more stone-like in feature. It is comprised of these sandy bricks, like this, the outer lying features of this landscape, if it were molded and baked and packed into these bricks that by which a structure could be erected. And it is the bottom, the floor of this temple by which if one were to enter, one would move around grounded by such this floor to their feet, grounded and connected to the landscape within which it sits. However, it is accompanied by this otherworldly feature of the earth ship that now I am seeing the two are held together, and the wind, it is creating almost like this kite-like feature. The torrential winds that you find in the desert that create these sandstorms, these cyclones, that by which you truly do need shelter from a parched and barren earth. When the wind picks up these sandy particles and lashes them across your face, this is the feature of wind that actually holds this together, and it almost looks like just white tattered sheets that are kind of like pinned to the top to this earthen this otherworldly like earth ship, like a ship that was dispatched to earth. These sheets are pinned, these pieces of fabric that are tattered and torn and have holes in them, and they billow like sails but they are held also pinned to the bottom of this brick like feature of the floor that is very earthen, that is very terrestrial. Okay. I am brought to the word terrestrial next. This is where we get into why these two structures, these two architectural forms have come together in the way that they have. And the word that is coming to mind is armistice. Armistice. It's like an alliance between those that, a desire to stop fighting, a desire to, an agreement to cease all violent activity against one another. And this temple is a feature of that armistice. It is a living embodiment. It is a living body. I'm guided to share that it is a living body that is a manifestation of this ceasefire between worlds. And the fighting, the warring, is not the same as the warring that we are used to associating with that word, with that concept of war. It is not necessarily the fighting and the destroying of one another's bodies, physical bodies. It is also the destroying of the psyche. It is the destroying of a planet. The destruction of a planet is at stake here. And I am seeing that through this armistice, there is actually even greater discord than there was before, because you, Abbey, are the only one that resides within this temple. And you make your way through this temple, circumambulating it, providing the essential understandings and concepts to this earth that could lead it to a prosperous way that has the potential for the spreading of these notions that are carried here from another world. It's a very complicated message, but what I am seeing is a friction between the concept of being terrestrial or of this earth, whether it means you are of this earth or you are of another planet, but you consider this planet Earth your home. And there are many different races of extraterrestrials here. There are many that exert their influence on either the top of this temple and all of the energy that it brings to this space, or that of the bottom of this temple and all of the energy that they wish they intend to manifest, to remanifest from the earth here in this space. So it's a matter of receiving, like the feminine aspect of receiving, or that of exerting and providing and sharing, like the male aspect of harnessing energy and sharing it in an intentional place. I am seeing the agendas are differing in this. This was originally intended to be almost what you might call a star seed, a seeding program, a way in which the otherworldlies, the extraterrestrials, either those that exist only on ships or they identify home planet as elsewhere, but with intentions for Earth, or they originally had intentions for Earth. I'm getting the impression that those intentions are kind of paling from what they used to be. And I want to retreat. I want to pull you, Abbey, out of this space, make it no longer a space of shared features from extraterrestrial and earthly. Wanting to pull you away and reseed you elsewhere, somewhere else, that your efforts, your intentions, your abilities would be better appreciated, would be not just appreciated, but more viable. There's this feeling from let's call them the Marble Clan, because it is consisting of so many different races. I am getting Syrian, I am getting Arcturian, I'm getting all of these, the Andromedans, I'm getting all of these different, the Pleiadians. They are all, despite their differences, they all ally with this point of view that you should be elsewhere, not here any longer. And they want to transplant you by moving their Earth ship away and you with it elsewhere, leaving this place to the dust. Okay? And so that is their agenda, and that is what they aim to do. However, because there was an agreement and in essence like a contract made, one that you agreed to, Abbey, a contract made with these more terrestrial, earthen beings. I'm getting the Lyrans, the Lemurians, the Blue Avians, the Reptilians. I'm getting all of these earthen type. They don't necessarily, some of them have been here longer than humans, okay? A lot longer. And so they have this solid identity, this solid loyalty to making this planet no longer this desolate wasteland, that they have these visions. They have these intentions of reigniting the life that used to thrive here. And they know you are the way. And this armistice that was achieved by way of the different groups and all of their agendas has actually created this pitting these against those, held together only by tattered sheets in the middle, that are sure to break soon. These tattered sheets are the contract that holds the two together. And you are doing good here. You are doing good here in this space. But the extraterrestrials, the Marble clan, they do not feel that it is justifiable to what it is that could be becoming of your efforts elsewhere. They are ready to jump ship on this one. They're ready to leave these efforts behind, to cut their losses, so to speak. And the earthen, the sand clan, they are not ready to let you go. They do not want to let you go. In fact, it's like neither this side or that side has completely benevolent intentions, not for you or for others, Abbey. It's not entirely benevolent or malevolent, and yet the two are separated in this dualistic fashion, where it kind of challenges our human psyche to want to put them into the group of the good guys and the bad guys, but neither one is just one or the other. They are both. And I'm even shown that when these tattered sheets finally rip and the ship is permitted to leave, whether or not you choose to be on that ship, Abbey, they will be leaving. They're gunning it to go. There's a sense of urgency, a sense of we are called elsewhere and we are out, bounce. That's the feeling of this Marble clan group, okay? And in the event that happens, that you choose to stay here with your efforts, you will be exposed to the elements because of the shelter that they have awarded you. That when they leave, that will be gone. And when you begin to wither, the earthen, the sand clan, the terrestrial groups are very ready to just chop you up into compost and help you to fertilize their barren wasteland in hopes of reviving it. They will sacrifice you for that. I'm just seeing this. I don't know what is the better thing necessarily. And there is a tug of war here. And I ask them, as I'm able to enter the temple with you, I'm the only one allowed to enter this temple with you, and I ask them here in this sacred space where these light codes drip through this skylight, and as they drip through the skylight, they turn into kind of rain that goes into an atrium area, kind of like the old Roman houses where there was an open space in the middle where water would drip into a pool in the living room, so to speak. These light codes are transferred to water here on Earth. The light codes in another planet would be transferred into some other form that replenishes, but that is what they intend to do, is to replenish. And all of these souls that are crawling across this landscape are able to feel the healing quality of these light codes permeating this space of sacred unity, of sacred universal love that is created here by you, Abbey. I ask them why you must choose. I ask them why this pressure must be so great. One of them steps forward. I do not see him, but I feel him. He is of the Marble clan, and he is, some might see as a higher ranking officer. And he explains to me simply that because we do not agree on the outcome of Earth, because we do not see what it is they see, and they do not see what it is we see, that Abbey must see it for us and share with each of us in the intersection of our two worlds. And I focus now on you, Abbey. I focus now upon your features, and I am shown that you actually have an expression of all of these different groups that are present here with you today. Every group that has kind of what would you call it? An axe to grind, a foot in the game, an outcome they wish to see from this contract that was struck so long ago. And there used to be more others like you, Abbey, that I'm shown that in the beginning of this effort, that this landscape was littered with these temples where these soul signatures that were intended as a unification project. A unification, it was an effort by which to link the earthen energy fields with that of the otherworldly, that of the extraterrestrial, the cultures outside, within the cosmos, but outside the orbit of Earth. And I'm shown that this otherworldly group, they never really wanted to do anything but help, but they don't have a lot invested here anymore. And they had in the beginning, but that has waned, and interest has waned with it. The earthen groups, the Sand Clan, urges and implores. They do so more as a unit, as a trance of collective, almost by way of rhythm, by way of tonal sound qualities, expressing to me as a unit to not give up this good fight, this effort of healing this beautiful landscape, healing this planet, is of utmost importance, because if we allow this planet to go to ash, what will that say about our intention for other worlds with beings of consciousness, understanding? What does that say about our sense of self in the greater collective as a whole if we allow that to happen? And it's almost like this tribunal that is taking place within this sacred space. These energies are being thrown, and they're kind of reverberating off of the walls that don't even exist here, the walls that do not exist. They're reverberating in this space. And I'm shown that this reverberation, this discord of intention and manifested power here is what doomed the effort from the start. That if they had merely allowed you to do what you do and had interfered less, then more of what it is that you have to share could have just thrived. It could have been allowed, but there are blockages created from this discord of perception and understanding of the intention surrounding this contract of these two types, these two worlds of thought. Wow. That was incredible. And I had no idea there were such alliances at play within Earth's interesting magnetic field inside and outside the orbit. I very much thank you for allowing me to journey into your unique soul signature today, Abbey. Please also juxtapose this oracle reading today with that of your oracle card pull, which is soon to follow. And for those of you who are interested in connecting your auric field with my own for a comprehensive, interstellar in this case, but truly interdimensional understanding of the wisdom that Spirit shares through metaphor and through otherworldly intentions, please visit me on Patreon as well as on my website to book a personal session at southernoracleeye.com. I thank you from the bottom of my heart space for syncing with me today. This is Jenna Pinkstone, the Southern Oracle, signing off.